And that's another confronting thing for people to face, is that the way you've turned out, you did it to yourself. And it seems like somebody else or my upbringing or something else. I didn't realize that all through that process, I was making mostly subconscious choices and decisions. I was taking turns that I didn't realize I was taking, and it ended up this way. So I realized that I'd been blaming my mom for how I'd turned out for a long, long time. And it was, if you'd asked me at the time, how's your relationship? Your mom would have said, it's fine. You know, like everybody else is, which is a terrible state for your relationship, for your mother to be in. Like, it's fine. Or, you know, or some people say, I hate her, which I get that too. You know, it's predictable and ordinary, right? That people would end up hating a mom or a dad or something.
Tough.
And you know, and look, some parents did some really crappy things. And, you know, I certainly cherry picked a bunch of those for myself as an adult man. Like, I was clear why a relationship was the way it was. But anyway, I'd realized that in my withdrawing from my mom when I was younger, I withdrew from life. I withdrew from people. It wasn't just her. And I would have pointed to certain things, said, oh no, I met my wife and I fell in love with her. But yeah, as soon as the ring was on the finger, the door was shut. You know, it's like, all right, let's get down to work now. All right. I didn't know how to be in a nurturing and loving relationship. I didn't know how to be that way. So I called my mom up, and I had this big, massive realization that I'd been blaming her. And I called her up, you know, and my mom has a certain Scottishness to her, right? Like a certain kind of bullish, dry, you know. And so I called her up. I said, how you doing? She goes, pretty good. I said, I'm sorry. Now, if you've had 30 years of blaming somebody, 35 years of blaming somebody, and suddenly you'd say, I'm sorry. I mean, that's
huge shit.
That was a 180 from where I lived. And she said, sorry for what? I said, I blamed you for how I turned out. She said nothing. I said, I took my love away from you, and I took my love away from life, and I've turned into this hard man. I'm sorry for blaming you, and I'm sorry for trashing my life. Silence. And I said, I love you. Now, in that moment, I realized that was the first time I'd told this woman I'd loved her since I was 9. Like, I'd taken it away that long. And it was an act of violence upon her. Like, I'm going to take my love away, and you're done. Now, again, before I'd had that insight, I could have told you all the reasons why someone might have done that or why I did it. None of which was serving me. I just had to deal with that I'd done it. And I said, I love you. And she said, I love you too, baby. And I lost it. Like, I lost it. Like, it just went, whoa. And I realized that I'd never given 1 minute of thought as to what it was like for her to be my mom. I hadn't given an iota of thought, because since one of my first thoughts as a kid was to sit in judgment of her performance. And I'd become the judge and the jury and the executioner of that relationship. And she had no say in it. And even when she did do kind things for me, I would trivialize them, or I would put it down to manipulation, or la 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 la. And in that one moment, like, I got my mom back, and I got to love the woman she is, not the woman that I think she should be. I actually got to be. And my mom's not a cuddles and warm blankets kind of mom. Some moms are like that. That was not my mom, right? My mom was, you know, tough and relentless, and, you know, sometimes violent. And as an adult man, I started to get, well, given where she came from, of course. Nobody makes the personal choice to be an asshole as an adult. We turn out that way. We feel as if we had no say in it. And so my relationship never looked back. I actually got, like, I got the mom that she is. You know, a few years ago, I went over to Ireland to do a seminar thing. And I took the opportunity to catch a quick flight over to Scotland to see her. I went to see her. I hadn't seen her in 2 years. I bang on her door. She opens up the door. But she hasn't seen her son in 2 years. Her first words were, what do you want? she's not the kind of mom who's like, I laughed. Now,
You laughed?
5 years before, I would have been offended.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Right there, I laughed. I was like, oh my gosh, there she goes. Oh my gosh. And I hugged her. She's like, what? What? And then she's like, do you want a cup of tea? You know, she was just, that's what she does. And rather than me making that wrong, you know, she judges me and you should do this and you shouldn't do that. And why are you doing that? And da-da-da. I get it. I know where it's all coming from. You love me and you don't want me to make any mistakes. You just can't say I love you. You have to just tell me what I'm doing wrong. I get it. I understand. So those kinds of breakthroughs are not only life-changing, but they allow you to impact every area of your life and start to take a real deep look at who you've become and who you're now standing for being. Who am I now going to be? Given all of that, who am I now going to be? And to me, that's where all the excitement and all the juice kicks in.
Podcast listeners, thanks for listening. You've taken time out of your schedule, and I really appreciate it. Now, do me a favor. If you like what you heard, star it. Thanks. Now go unleash your greatness within.
GreatnessWithin.com